Have you ever felt caught when you try to speak English, even understanding everything that is being said? Already got the words on the tip of the tongue, but they just didn't come out? If you've been through this, take a deep breath, because today's episode is for you, and it can completely change the way you relate to English. Before we start the story that will touch your heart, I want to tell you a truth that almost no one says. Fluency does not start in grammar. It starts in the ear and mouth. Listen carefully, with presence, with your heart, and speak lightly, courageously, even if at first it seems strange. This is how a new voice is built within you. Many people believe they have no gift for English. Who was born without talent for that? But let me tell you a secret. You just didn't learn the right way. The English that you dream so much to talk about, you don't have to be locked, neither technical nor robotic. He can be emotional. It can be alive. It can be yours. Today, you will not just hear a story. You will enter it. You will feel each word. You will learn without realizing it, with the ears, with the soul, and with the heart. Because the transformation you want so much begins now, and it starts from the inside out. His name was Raphael, big heart, even bigger dreams. From an early age, he heard that he needed to speak English to have a good future. But every time I tried, I wage. The mind was blank, the throat closed, and he was ashamed to try. He studied years in traditional schools, decorated lists of verbs, took tests. But at the time of real conversation, it was as if the Englishman disappeared. It was frustrating. He felt dumb, late, lost in the middle of a world that seemed to speak another language, literally. One day he was at home, watching a motivational video, and heard a phrase that moved him. He stood up and said, "I won't give up." He got up and said, "I won't give up." Raphael paused the video. It returned, repeated the sentence. For the first time in a long time, he felt something different. It wasn't a class, it was a feeling. That simple phrase, "I won't give up," echoed in his chest like a scream of freedom, and there started it all. That same day, he decided to change the way he learned English. I didn't want to decorate anymore. I wanted to feel. I wanted to live the language like a song, an emotion. Then he started hearing short sentences every day. Not like who studies, but as who listens to a story. You are stronger than you think. You are stronger than you think. Take a deep breath and try again. Take a deep breath and try again. Every mistake is part of the process. Each error is part of the process. He heard these phrases on the bus, washing the dishes before bed. He repeated softly, as one whisper a prayer. In the beginning, he missed the pronunciation. Crashed. But instead of giving up, he smiled. Because now English was part of life. It was not an enemy. One day, while waiting in an interview line for an internship, he decided to repeat mentally, "I can do this. I can, I can, I can." When they called his name, he was nervous. But instead of running away, it took a deep breath and said, it was not perfect, but it was true. He said, "I'm Raphael. Nice to meet you. I'm learning English every day." "I'm Raphael. Nice to meet you. I'm learning English every day." The recruiter smiled, and Raphael, for the first time in his life, did not crash. Do you know why? Because he wasn't trying to impress. He was just allowing himself to be real. Every day he created small goals. Today, I will repeat 3 sentences aloud. Today, I will hear this dialogue and try to imitate. Today, I'm going to talk to me in the mirror, without fear of error. He discovered that practicing English did not need to be heavy. What a simple, meaningful phrases could open emotional doors. And that listening carefully, even without understanding everything, was already a huge step. One night he heard a woman in a podcast saying, "It's okay to feel afraid, just don't stop. It's okay to be afraid, just don't stop." At that moment, Raphael cried, because he understood that crashing was not the end. It was just an invitation to try again. He didn't have a gift. I had a decision. I wanted to. And little by little, English is no longer an obstacle, and turned a bridge. With each new word, he remembered, "This is my journey. This is my journey. I will keep going. I will continue." Now, take a deep breath and imagine you in the place of Raphael. You hear a phrase in English. You repeat. You feel. "I believe in myself. I believe in myself." Repeat now, aloud. "I believe in myself." Again. "I believe in myself." Do you realize? Something starts to change. It's not just about words, it is about courage. Raphael, that looked boy, became an example. Not because it became fluent in a month, but because never hid behind fear again. And that's what I invite you to do now. Continue with us. The journey is just beginning. Raphael's journey did not stop in that interview. She was just beginning. After that day, he made a simple but powerful decision. Every day, he would hear English for at least 10 minutes with an open heart, as if he hears a good story. No complicated grammar, no heavy books, only real phrases with emotion. Phrases that could be felt. He woke up, put the headphones, and started, "Good morning, I'm grateful for this day. Good morning, I'm grateful for this day. Today, I choose to believe in myself. Today, I choose to believe myself. I am learning. I am growing. I'm learning. I'm growing up." Those words became food for the soul. He did not understand every comma, but understood the feeling. And that was more than enough. On the way to work, he repeated softly, his eyes closed on the bus, step by step, step by step, one day at the time, one day at a time. I won't stop. I won't stop. Do you notice the lightness of this? Now try you too. Repeat aloud. I am learning. Again, more strongly, I am learning. Feels the vibration of the sentence. Let her echo inside. With each repetition, Raphael felt that his diction improved. The mouth got used to it. The sounds were more familiar. And more than that, he was beginning to hear with love. He did not criticize the mistakes. He celebrated the effort. One day, watching a series with a caption in English, he heard a scene that played deep. A character said, "Sometimes the hardest step is the first one. Sometimes the hardest step is the first." He paused. It returned. Repeated. The hardest step is the first one. The hardest step, it's the first. And there, he understood that every little repetition was a step. Each attempt, a leap. Active listening became your ritual. But it wasn't just hearing by listening. It was paying attention to the rhythm, breathing, the emotion of the voice. Raphael practiced this as he washed the dishes, as he walked, as he rested, and always spoke together. I trust the process. I trust the process. My voice matters. My voice matters. English is becoming part of me. English is becoming part of me. These phrases looked small, but they had the power to transform. He started to create his own challenges. In the mirror. Hi, my name is Raphael. I'm from Brazil. I'm learning English every day. In the shower. Thank you for this moment. I am doing my best. In the middle of the street, mentally, be strong, be kind, keep going. Now it closes your eyes for a moment. Breathe deep. Repeat with me, with the heart. I believe, I grow, I will speak. I believe, I grow up, I'll talk. Again. I believe, I grow, I will speak. Do you feel that? It is you taking control of your own voice. Raphael began to record himself saying simple phrases. Then he heard his own voice and compared to the original. In the beginning, it sounded strange. He even laughed at himself. But gradually, he began to admire. The diction was becoming firmer. Fear was giving way to confidence. He learned that speaking English was how to learn to sing. At the beginning, discourage. But with practice, you find your melody. And it is wrong to think that he used sophisticated phrases. The most powerful phrases were always the simplest. I am here. I am here. I matter. I import. I have a voice. I have a voice. Phrases that looked like prayer. Who cured? That reconnected. One afternoon, walking down a park, Raphael saw a child trying to ride a bike. She fell, cried, but always got up. He smiled and thought, learning English is like learning to ride to bike. Learning English is like learning to ride a bike. You fall, you frustrate, but if you continue, you can. That night he wrote in the notebook, don't rush, feel every word. Don't hurry, feel each word. Now, say that out loud. Don't rush, feel every word. Once again, calmly, don't rush, feel every word. Raphael was no longer just an English student. He was a friend of his own voice, and this friendship grew. He started talking to foreigners online, even fear. I used simple phrases. And guess what? It was understood. He realized that people do not expect perfection. They expect truth. You can also start now. Repeat with me. My English is enough for today. My English is enough for today. I'm getting better every day. I'm getting better every day. These sentences are seeds. The more you repeat, the more they create roots inside you. And that is what you are doing now. Learning without realizing it. Growing up without charging. Raphael's journey still continues. And yours too. But it all started with a simple decision. Listen with the heart. Talk with courage. Now it's with you. At one point in his journey, Raphael realized that something still prevented him from moving more firmly. He understood better, repeated phrases, felt more confidence. But when he tried to maintain a longer conversation, the words still fled. It was then that he met a technique called shadowing. At first, the name seemed strange, but when he found out how he worked, everything made sense. Shadowing means to add someone, mimic, follow up close. It is a powerful technique used by interpreters, actors, and polyglots. And it works like this. You listen to an English phrase and repeat at the same time, almost like an echo. At first, it seems impossible, but over time, your brain enters rhythm. Your mouth learns the ways. His intonation begins to align with that of the native speaker. And more than that, you start to feel English as a dance, as a flow. Raphael chose a short video of a woman talking calmly. Hi there, I'm glad you're here. Hello, I'm so happy you are here. He heard and repeated together, again, again, again. At first, it was disturbed, but over time, something has changed. The diction was more natural, the more organic breaks. Best of all, he was not just repeating sounds. He was connecting. You can try now if you want. Listen carefully and then repeat aloud. I trust myself. I trust myself. I'm learning every day. I'm learning every day. It's okay to make mixes. It's okay to make mistakes. Now try to do it together without pause, as if echoing, as if your voice was dancing with each other's. This simple practice, made for 5 minutes a day, changed the way Raphael spoke English. He began to notice that without realizing it, his mouth was already preparing alone to say certain phrases. It was as if the whole body started to collaborate. Another habit that Raphael created was listening with emotional intention. He chose a sentence and listened to her over and over, trying to feel what the speaker felt. It was not just a technical practice, it was a living practice. For example, he heard, "You are enough. You are enough," and let that phrase come in. In the third repetition, he was no longer just learning English. He was healing. You can try this too. Closes your eyes. Breathe deep. And now repeats me. I am enough. I'm enough. Once again, but now feeling, not only saying, I am enough. This is the magic of listening with intention. You don't need hundreds of sentences, you need some well felt. Raphael also started to practice what he called emotional immersion. It was simple. He created small mental scenes. I imagined everyday situations and spoke in English as if living it. In the mirror, hi, nice to meet you. Hi, nice to meet you. In the market, how much is it? How much does that cost? In the coffee line, can I have coffee, please? Can I get a coffee, please? These simulations trained not only speech but the emotional body. He got used to the idea that speaking English was normal, part of everyday life. Now imagine you. Simulates there, lightly. You are entering a store. Smiles and says, "Hello, I'm just looking." "Hello, I'm just looking." Now you are meeting someone new. "Hi, my name is your name. I'm learning English." "Hey, my name is your name. I'm learning English." See just, you are already living English. It's already moving inside. Another powerful thing Raphael discovered was to use statements as daily practice. Every day upon waking, he said aloud, "My English is improving. My English is improving. I speak with confidence. I speak with confidence. I enjoy learning. I like to learn." These phrases, repeated with intention, reprogrammed not only speech but the feeling of merit. Now you can also try. Say aloud, very slowly, feeling each syllable. I speak English with joy. I speak English with joy. I learn fast and with peace. I learn quickly and with peace. Do you feel that? It is you asserting yourself, allowing yourself. This is how fluency comes, like a hug, not as a weight. Raphael was relapsed. Days when I was ashamed. But these days he remembered, even on the hard days, I'm still growing. Even in difficult days, I keep growing up. That was your anchor phrase. Now, choose yours. Which of these phrases played deeper? She says again, aloud, and keep with love. Because this is how the English is built. With small phrases, with true emotion, with soft practice, and with the courage to try again, always. Closes your eyes. Breathe very slowly. Feel the air entering and leaving. You are here, and this is already a miracle. Everything you heard today, it was more than a story. It was a mirror, an invitation, a reminder that you are not alone. Your voice matters. Your way of learning is unique, and your English is being born, like a flower that blooms in the right time. No matter how many times you crashed, how many words have choked, how many times have you been ashamed, what matters is that you didn't give up. And it's here, now, listening, feeling, believing. You are capable. You are smart. You are ready. Now imagine a soft whisper in your ear saying, "It's happening. You are becoming. It's happening. You are becoming." Let this phrase pack you. Repeats her mentally, "You are becoming. You're becoming." Becoming someone who is no longer afraid to make a mistake. Becoming someone who honors the process itself. Becoming someone who speaks English with the heart. And in the next episode, we're going to walk for another story. Let's learn together, lightly, with soul, with truth. Because here, each word is a step, and every step takes you closer than you always dreamed. You just lived a journey of words, feelings, discoveries, but above all, a reconnection journey with yourself. Today, you have not learned English with complicated formulas. You learned from the heart. Learned that listening is not just listening to sounds. It is allowing yourself to dive into a new frequency. It is letting the tongue touch the soul before touching the mouth. And when you repeated those phrases, when you saw yourself in the place of Raphael, you were not just imitating, you were opening. Opening to a new way of learning. A way that respects your time, your emotion, your truth. You may not even realize, but now, right now you are learning English. You are living the language. You are training your ear, your voice, and most importantly, your courage. So, before you go with your day, do something for me, for you. Choose a phrase that touched your heart today, the one that made his chest vibrate, even if only a little. He thought, now say her out loud, 3 times, calmly, with soul, with truth. Let her settle. Let her transform you. Because that's what true practice does. It does not require perfection. She only calls for presence. And if you got here, it means one thing. You are not here by chance. Your English will flourish. Day after day, word after word, breathing after breathing. And I want to walk with you on this journey. Then you subscribe to the channel, activates notifications, and in the comments, write with all your heart. What was the English phrase that most marked you today? Because when you write, you register. And when you share, you inspire. Remember, you are not a mistake. You are a beautiful process in motion. You are learning. You are growing up. And your voice is awakening. In the next episode, let's continue this way. More stories, more phrases, more connection. And until then, keep going, keep growing, keep believing, continue. Grow, believe. The English you dream has already begun to be born inside you.